What if I told you that somewhere in Italy, there's a hotel suite that costs more than a Lamborghini per night? Or a mountain retreat where Hollywood A-listers vanish for weeks without a single paparazzi photo? Or perhaps a former 11th century palace where every guest is treated like visiting royalty? Behind these exclusive doors, I discovered experiences so extraordinary they seem almost mythical. This is the Italy most travelers will never see. Welcome to the Access Route, where we unlock the world's most exclusive destinations. I'm your host, James, and today we're exploring the 10 most extraordinary luxury hotels in Italy for 2025. These aren't just places to stay. They're masterpieces of hospitality, guardians of Italian heritage, and gateways to experiences that money alone can't buy. Let's begin our journey through Italy's ultimate luxury escapes. Number 1. Four Seasons Hotel Firenze, Florence. Did you know there's a Renaissance palace in Florence where you can sleep inside rooms adorned with original 16th century frescoes? The Four Seasons Hotel Firenze isn't just a hotel, it's a living museum that happens to serve Michelin-starred cuisine in its private 11-acre botanical garden. Set within Palazzo della Gherardesca, a magnificent 15th century palace, the Four Seasons Firenze represents the pinnacle of Florentine luxury. What makes this property extraordinary is its 11-acre private park, the largest private garden in Florence, creating an urban sanctuary that feels worlds away from the tourist crowds just minutes from the Duomo. The 116 rooms and suites each tell their own story, with no two exactly alike. The most coveted accommodation, the Royal Suite della Gherardesca, features original Renaissance frescoes, stucco detailing, and museum-quality antiques, spanning a palatial 2,518 square feet. Dining here is no less exceptional, with Michelin-starred Il Palagio offering contemporary interpretations of classic Tuscan cuisine. Chef Paolo Lavazzini sources ingredients from small local producers and even the hotel's own garden, creating dishes that honor tradition while embracing modern techniques. The palazzo was built in the 1400s by the Gherardesca family, whose lineage traces back to the 10th century. The property later became home to a papal treasurer, then a cardinal, and even housed Pope Leo XI. The restoration took 7 years and involved Italy's finest artisans working alongside top art historians to preserve the building's extraordinary heritage. Unlike other luxury hotels in Florence, the Four Seasons occupies not one but two historic buildings, the 15th century Palazzo and the 16th century La Villa, connected by the spectacular botanical garden. This dual building arrangement allows for completely different aesthetic experiences within the same property, from Renaissance grandeur to more intimate garden-facing accommodations. From the Renaissance splendor of Florence, we travel south to the dramatic cliffs of the Amalfi Coast, where our next extraordinary property literally clings to the edge of heaven. Number 2. Caruso, a Belmond Hotel, Amalfi Coast. Imagine swimming in an infinity pool that appears to float 1,000 feet above the Mediterranean Sea, where the line between pool and sky completely disappears. At Caruso, they've created what many travel experts consider the most dramatically positioned pool on Earth, and that's before you even check into your suite. Perched in the medieval village of Ravello, Caruso occupies an 11th century palace that feels suspended between Earth and sky. The 50 rooms and suites feature vaulted ceilings, ancient stone walls, and terraces that showcase the breathtaking panoramas of the Amalfi coastline. The hotel's crowning jewel is its heated infinity pool, which creates the illusion of merging with the Mediterranean Sea below. Surrounded by classical arcades and rose-filled terraces, it's become one of the most photographed hotel pools in the world. Dining at Belvedere Restaurant means savoring traditional Italian cuisine with ingredients from the hotel's organic garden while enjoying unparalleled views. For 2025, the hotel has launched exclusive cooking masterclasses with executive chef Mimo Di Raffaele, offering guests an immersive dive into authentic Amalfi Coast cuisine. Originally built in the 11th century by a wealthy patrician family, the palazzo was abandoned after an earthquake in the 1800s. Its renaissance began when Belmont acquired the property and embarked on a meticulous 6-year restoration. Artisans use traditional techniques to restore the frescoed salons and stone walkways, preserving its medieval soul while incorporating modern luxuries. While many luxury hotels on the Amalfi Coast sit close to sea level, Caruso's elevated position in Ravello provides a completely different perspective, a bird's-eye view of the entire coastline that creates a sense of floating above the Mediterranean. And unlike other properties, Caruso has preserved the intimate village connection, allowing guests to step directly from this rare-as-night atmosphere into the charming streets of historic Ravello. Just a few winding miles along the coastal road from Ravello, we discover another gem that approaches luxury from an entirely different angle. Number 3. Il San Pietro di Positano. There's a luxury hotel on the Amalfi Coast with its own private elevator carved through solid rock, a 288-foot vertical tunnel that whisks guests from their clifftop suites to a hidden private beach accessible only to guests. This engineering marvel took 3 years to complete and represents just one of the extraordinary lengths this family-owned hotel goes for its discerning clientele. Il San Pietro di Positano is built directly into the rugged cliffside, with all 56 rooms and suites featuring private terraces that hang dramatically over the Mediterranean. The property spans multiple levels connected by garden pathways, with surprise vistas around every corner. For 2025, the hotel has unveiled 5 completely reimagined suites designed by acclaimed Italian architect Fabrizio Casiraghi, blending traditional Mediterranean elements with contemporary flair. Each room is uniquely decorated with hand-painted maiolica tiles from Vietri and custom furniture crafted by local artisans. The hotel's Michelin-starred restaurant, Zas, showcases local hyperlocal cuisine. Many ingredients come from the hotel's cliffside garden, where vegetables and herbs grow terraced into the rock face. A new sustainability initiative for 2025 has expanded this garden to provide nearly 70% of the restaurant's produce needs. The hotel was founded in 1970 by Carlo Cinque, who discovered this remote promontory while hiking and immediately envisioned a sanctuary hidden among the cliffs. Still run by the Cinque family today, the property maintains its founder's philosophy of understated elegance and bespoke service. The private beach elevator, an engineering feat considering the solid rock that needed to be carved through, was Carlo's innovative solution to provide beach access without disturbing the cliffside's natural beauty. Unlike most luxury Amalfi Coast hotels that cluster around town centers, Il San Pietro exists in splendid isolation on its own peninsula, creating a private kingdom for its guests. Its tennis court, built directly into the cliff 150 feet above the sea, is considered one of the most spectacularly positioned sporting venues in the world. The hotel also possesses the only private dock in Positano, where guests can board the hotel's vintage wooden boats for coastal explorations. From the dramatic vertical landscapes of the Amalfi Coast, we journey north to the elegant shores of Lake Como, where old-world glamour meets contemporary luxury. Number 4. Grand Hotel Tremezzo, Lake Como. There's only one luxury hotel in the world where you can swim in a pool that floats directly on Lake Como while looking across the water at the exact villa where scenes from Star Wars and James Bond were filmed. As if that weren't enough, this Art Nouveau palace has just unveiled the most expensive suite renovation in Italian hotel history, a $4.7 million royal apartment that's already booked solid through most of 2025. Grand Hotel Tremezzo stands as a monument to Belle Epoque elegance, with its distinctive orange facade recognizable from across the lake. The property features 3 pools, including the famous Wow floating pool that sits directly on the lake, 5 restaurants, and an award-winning spa housed in the 18th century Villa Emily. For 2025, the hotel has completed its multi-year renovation plan, including the spectacular rooftop Grand Suite Bellagio with panoramic 360-degree views. This 3,000-square-foot penthouse features a private rooftop garden with outdoor jacuzzi and comes with dedicated butler service. The culinary program, led by Italian master chef Gualtiero Marchesi, showcases traditional lake cuisine with a modern twist. The hotel's wine cellar houses over 1,300 labels, including rare vintages from nearby Valtellina that aren't available elsewhere. Built in 1910 for European nobility seeking a Lake Como retreat, the hotel was one of the first grand properties on the lake to offer electric lighting and elevator service. During World War II, it was temporarily converted into a hospital before returning to its original splendor. The DeSantis family has owned and operated the hotel for 3 generations, maintaining its original spirit while continuously evolving its offerings. While many luxury hotels on Lake Como occupy converted villas, Grand Hotel Tremezzo was purpose-built as a hotel, allowing for more generous public spaces and amenities. Its position directly across from Bellagio provides the lake's most photographed views. The hotel's extensive lakeside park, a rarity on space-constrained Lake Como, features century-old trees and secret garden nooks. For 2025, they've introduced exclusive after-hours access to nearby Villa Carlotta's botanical gardens, allowing guests private viewing of the magnificent camellias and azaleas collection. Just a short boat ride across the shimmering waters of Lake Como, another legendary property offers a completely different take on lakeside luxury. Number 5. Mandarin Oriental Lago di Como. What happens when an 18th century Italian villa, once home to one of history's greatest opera composers, meets contemporary Asian hospitality excellence? The answer is a lakeside estate where each morning, guests are awakened not by alarm clocks, but by the gentle chimes of antique singing bowls delivered alongside espresso made from beans harvested just 48 hours earlier. Mandarin Oriental Lago di Como occupies the historic Villa Roccabruna estate in the village of Blevio. The property spans 9 acres of botanical gardens and includes 7 historic buildings with 75 rooms, suites, and private villas. The hotel's floating pool platform extends directly over the lake and has been expanded for 2025 to include private cabanas with dedicated butler service. The resort's wellness facilities are equally impressive, featuring the largest spa on Lake Como with treatments that blend traditional Chinese medicine with Italian therapeutic traditions. A culinary highlight is L'Aria restaurant, where chef Vincenzo Guarino creates artistic interpretations of Northern Italian classics, incorporating Lake Como's unique microclimate ingredients. The restaurant's glass walls retract completely in summer, creating an immersive dining experience that blurs the line between indoors and nature. Villa Roccabruna was once the residence of soprano Giuditta Pasta, for whom Bellini composed his opera Norma. The composer himself was a frequent visitor, drawing inspiration from the villa's lake views. The Mandarin Oriental Group acquired the property in 2018 and completed an extensive renovation that preserved the historic structures while incorporating subtle Asian design elements throughout. While many Lake Como properties embrace their vintage aesthetic, Mandarin Oriental has created a unique fusion of 18th century Italian architecture with contemporary Asian minimalism. The hotel also offers the most comprehensive wellness program on the lake, including sunrise Tai Chi sessions on the dock, Himalayan salt rooms, and a Mediterranean Asian fusion spa menu created exclusively for this location. While Accord of the Dolomites, where luxury takes on an entirely different character. Number 6. Forestis, Dolomites. At 1,800 meters above sea level, in a location once identified by Habsburg doctors as having the purest air in the entire Austro-Hungarian Empire, stands a wellness sanctuary so exclusive that guests are asked to surrender their phones upon arrival. Here, even the drinking water, sourced from an ancient subterranean spring, contains a unique mineral profile scientifically proven to enhance longevity. Forestis Dolomites is a minimalist temple of alpine luxury, with just 62 suites featuring floor-to-ceiling windows that frame the jagged Dolomite peaks, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The architecture embraces South Tyrolean tradition with a modernist twist, using local stone, native woods, and natural linen textiles throughout. The property's crown jewel is its 2,000 square meter spa, which follows the ancient Celtic wisdom of forests, incorporating pine-based treatments, forest bathing rituals, and therapies timed to the mountain's natural rhythms. For 2025, they've introduced exclusive silent days when all digital devices are stored away and verbal communication is minimal. Dining here focuses on hyper-local ingredients. The forest cuisine concept uses only ingredients found within 30 kilometers, many of them foraged by the hotel's dedicated team of botanists. The wine program focuses exclusively on small production alpine wines that thrive in high-altitude conditions. The site was originally identified in 1912 by Habsburg physicians as having the ideal atmospheric conditions for tuberculosis recovery, leading to the construction of a sanatorium. After falling into disrepair, the property was acquired by the Hinteregger family, native South Tyroleans with deep roots in the region. They spent 5 years transforming it into a minimalist retreat that honors the original healing purpose while elevating the experience to new heights of luxury. While many mountain lodges embrace rustic coziness, Forestis takes a boldly minimalist approach, allowing the dramatic Dolomite landscape to take center stage. The wellness program is uniquely based on 4 ancient salts pillars: pure spring water, alpine air, native flora, and climate. Its adults-only policy ensures a tranquil atmosphere rarely found in European mountain resorts, which typically cater to families and skiing enthusiasts. From the austere majesty of the Dolomites, we descend to the gentler landscape of Tuscany, where luxury embraces the region's agricultural abundance. Number 7. Rosewood Castiglion del Bosco, Tuscany. Imagine owning a 5,000-acre medieval Tuscan estate, complete with its own wine label, 800-year-old castle ruins, and a 13th-century church, but without the headaches of actual ownership. At this extraordinary property in the heart of Brunello wine country, guests don't just stay in a hotel, they essentially take temporary ownership of an authentic Tuscan village that's been meticulously preserved and enhanced for modern sensibilities. Rosewood Castiglion del Bosco occupies an entire historic Borgo, dating back to the 12th century, in the UNESCO-protected Val d'Orcia. The property includes 42 suites carved from original village buildings and 11 exclusive villas, former farmhouses transformed into private luxury residences with pools. The estate produces its own Brunello di Montalcino wine from vineyards dating back to the 1100s, grown on the same land where the Romans cultivated grapes. Guests enjoy exclusive access to the winery, including barrel tastings of unreleased vintages. For 2025, Rosewood has expanded its culinary program to include Italy's most comprehensive seed-to-table experience. The property's 2-acre organic garden supplies produce for the 2 restaurants, including the newly Michelin-starred Campo del Drago. Cooking classes have been reimagined as full-day immersions that begin with harvesting and end with dinner under Tuscan stars. The estate traces its history back to 1100 AD, when it served as a defensive fortress along the pilgrim route to Rome. After centuries as a working agricultural estate, it fell into disrepair until fashion mogul Massimo Ferragamo, son of Salvatore Ferragamo, acquired the property in 2003. His decade-long restoration project employed over 100 local artisans using traditional Tuscan techniques, preserving everything from original stone walls to centuries-old ceiling beams. Unlike most luxury hotels that occupy single structures, Castiglion del Bosco encompasses an entire historic village and surrounding countryside, providing an unmatched sense of place and privacy. It's also home to continental Europe's only private golf club within a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with a Tom Weiskopf-designed 18-hole course that follows the natural contours of the land with no artificial features or lighting to preserve the landscape's integrity. From the rolling hills of Tuscany, we journey to the glamorous Italian Riviera, where old-world elegance meets cinematic allure. Number 8. Splendido, a Belmond Hotel, Portofino. There's a legendary hotel in Portofino where staff members still tell stories about the time Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton were caught sneaking into the kitchen at 3 a.m. to make spaghetti after a night of dancing. This same hotel maintains a secret celebrity escape route, a hidden path through olive groves that allows high-profile guests to evade paparazzi, used by everyone from European royalty to Hollywood's elite since the 1950s. Splendido enjoys a commanding position overlooking Portofino's yacht-filled harbor from its perch on the hillside. The former 16th century monastery features 67 rooms and suites, each with stunning views of either the crystalline bay or the hotel's lush Mediterranean gardens. The property's saltwater infinity pool appears to merge with the sea below, while terraced gardens filled with wisteria, bougainvillea, and olive trees create intimate retreats throughout the grounds. For 2025, the hotel has unveiled its most significant renovation in decades, including the spectacular 2-bedroom Villa Beatrice, a completely private residence within the hotel grounds with its own pool and dedicated staff. Culinary excellence centers around La Terrazza restaurant, where classic Ligurian dishes are served on a stunning terrace overlooking the harbor. The hotel's signature dish, pesto alla Portofino, is still made tableside using marble mortars and techniques passed down through generations of local chefs.
Historical backstory. Originally constructed as a monastery in the 16th century, the building was abandoned during Napoleonic times before being converted into a private villa. It became a hotel in 1901 and quickly established itself as the region's most prestigious address. During World War II, the hotel was temporarily occupied by the German military before being restored to its former glory in the 1950s, when it became the epicenter of the Italian Riviera's golden age of glamour. While newer luxury hotels have emerged along the Italian Riviera, Splendido remains unmatched in its combination of privacy, heritage, and service continuity. Some staff families have worked here for 3 generations. The hotel's legendary connection to cinema's golden age continues with its annual film festival event, where classics are screened under the stars on a terrace overlooking the Mediterranean, often with the original actors or directors in attendance. From the glamorous harbors of the Italian Riviera, we travel southeast to the sun-drenched heel of Italy's boot, where ancient traditions merge with contemporary design.
Number 9. Borgo Egnazia, Puglia. There's a luxury resort in Puglia that required nearly 1,000 local craftsmen working for 7 years to create, not restore, but create an ancient Italian village from scratch. So authentic is this architectural marvel that Madonna, Justin Timberlake, and the Beckhams have all chosen it for high-profile celebrations. When Google's co-founders wanted absolute privacy for a corporate retreat, they did something unprecedented. They bought out all 183 rooms for a week at a reported cost of over 4 million euros. Borgo Egnazia isn't just a hotel, it's a masterfully executed recreation of a traditional Puglian village, or Borgo, built using ancient techniques and local tough stone. The property includes 3 distinct areas: La Corte, main hotel, Il Borgo, village, and Le Ville, private villas, offering varying experiences within the same spectacular property. The resort spans 250 acres between the hills of the Itria Valley and the Adriatic Sea, incorporating olive groves, a championship golf course, and private beach clubs. For 2025, they've added a revolutionary wellness concept called Tarant, a healing program based on traditional Puglian tarantella music therapy, which historically was used to cure various ailments. Dining options include the Michelin-starred Due Camini, where chef Domingo Shingaro creates contemporary interpretations of Puglian classics. The property's cooking school, La Bottega dei Sapori, offers immersive experiences working alongside local massaie, traditional female home cooks, who share recipes passed down through generations. Though Borgo Egnazia itself is new, opened in 2010 after 7 years of construction, it stands on ancient land near the archaeological remains of Egnazia, an important Greek and Roman port city. The Melpignano family, who created the resort, drew inspiration from the region's architectural heritage, particularly the fortified farmhouses known as masserie that dot the Puglian countryside. Every detail, from the handcrafted furniture to the irregular stone pathways, was designed to evoke the authenticity of a centuries-old settlement. Unlike historic properties that must balance preservation with modernization, Borgo Egnazia was purpose-built as a luxury resort with the appearance of a historic village, offering the best of both worlds. The result is authentic Puglian aesthetics with perfectly concealed modern infrastructure. The resort has pioneered nowhere-else experiences unique to this location, including olive oil harvesting with local families, sea urchin hunts with traditional fishermen, and participation in centuries-old festivals rarely accessible to outsiders. From the rustic splendor of Puglia, we return to the eternal city of Rome, where our final destination awaits atop the Spanish Steps. Hotel de la Ville, a Roccoforte hotel, Rome. Perched at the top of the Spanish Steps sits a hotel where guests receive a solid gold key, literally 24-karat gold, that unlocks access to parts of Rome that other travelers never see. This includes after-hours private visits to the Sistine Chapel, where you can lie on specially provided cushions and gaze up at Michelangelo's masterpiece in complete solitude, an experience so exclusive that only 187 people were granted access in all of 2024. Hotel de la Ville occupies an 18th-century palazzo at Rome's highest point, offering unparalleled views of the Eternal City from its rooftop terrace.
Redesigned by Tommaso Ziffer in collaboration with Olga Polizzi, the 104 rooms and suites blend contemporary Roman style with Grand Tour-era elegance. The hotel's crown jewel is the 2,800-square-foot Canova suite, featuring original marble fireplaces, museum-quality artworks, and an expansive terrace with a 360-degree panorama of Rome's monuments. The suite connects to adjacent rooms, allowing for complete privatization of the entire wing. The culinary program is headed by celebrated chef Fulvio Pierangelini, whose rooftop restaurant, Cielo, offers reinterpreted Roman classics alongside the city's most theatrical craft cocktail program. For 2025, the hotel has partnered with Rome's leading antiquities experts to offer hidden Rome tours that access normally closed archaeological sites. The Palazzo was originally built in the 1700s for aristocratic travelers embarking on the Grand Tour, the educational rite of passage for European nobility. Notable guests included Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who wrote about the palace's magnificent views in his travel journals. After serving various functions over the centuries, Roccoforte Hotels acquired the property in 2018 and completed an extensive €30 million restoration that returned it to its original grandeur while adding contemporary Italian design elements. While many luxury hotels in Rome occupy historic buildings, Hotel de la Ville distinguishes itself through its unrivaled location at the very top of the Spanish Steps and its design concept inspired by the 18th century Grand Tour. Its Da Sistro Spa, the largest wellness facility in central Rome, features a unique thermal concept that reimagines ancient Roman bathing rituals using Mediterranean botanicals. For 2025, the hotel has introduced exclusive Roma Segreta experiences, including private after-hours access to the Vatican Gardens, Palazzo Colonna, and other typically restricted sites. Italy's most extraordinary hotels aren't just places to rest your head, they're gateways to experiences you'll remember long after your tan fades and your luggage is unpacked. Whether it's swimming in an infinity pool that seems to merge with the Mediterranean, dining under frescoes painted 5 centuries ago, or having an entire Tuscan village at your disposal, these properties represent the pinnacle of what Italian hospitality means in 2025. This has been James for the Access Route. If you enjoyed uncovering Italy's most exclusive addresses, hit subscribe for more hidden gems around the world. Next month, we'll be exploring the ultra-luxury safari lodges of Africa, where princes and tech billionaires go off-grid. Until then, travel well, travel differently, and remember, true luxury isn't about the price tag, but about the stories you bring home.